excuse me, in their 2-game series here. So now matching up against one another and seeing, looking forward to seeing how they play here in this series now. Should be another good one coming at us. And joined by Snooey once again as my co-caster. And here we are, well, a very interesting draft to start here, specifically on the Legion side. Once again, Bad Monkey Gaming going the Wild Soul right here. And going to run it. It was their victory in Fresh in that series in that second game. So they're going to keep with it, apparently.
And they're rating it even higher this time. I like it. First 3 picks this time. So even making it obvious for the Hellborn team that they are going to commit into that. Well, the thing about Wildstorm as well is that now when he can be run as both a forest hero and a suicide hero, he's even more powerful in terms of drafting and keeping your opponents guessing. While before he was reworked, even though he was a popular pick at times, or at least during Season 2 or Season 1 or whenever he was as most popular, then he was solely ran as a suicider. But now as he's able to run in the Force as well, thanks to that swipe ability, it's just being even harder to predict where he's going to end up. And that gives him a favorable edge here when it comes to drafting.
Yeah.
Especially versus his Parasite. I mean, he would be easily be able to outbox the Parasite from his own Forest. So shutting down the aggressive Parasite is a good thing in itself.
That is very true, and I'm actually intrigued to see that interaction here as far as the Wild Soul and the Parasite, because Wild Soul not a hero we've really seen ever, or forever, I should say, in a long time. But the changes have made him more relevant, is safe to say, and again, BMG kind of showing that here, fresh earlier now in the first game against Complexity. So they got that with the Torture and the Magmas. The initial bans, by the way, were Swiftblade, Behemoth, Moira. And what else was it? Wait, no. Ophelia, Swiftblade, yeah. Behemoth, Moira. There we go. You had Midas, Parasite, and Doctor on the side of Complexity. And then again, the follow-up bands Lodestone, Fade, Tremble, and Moraxis so far coming out here. They're right. Look at that Puppet Master here on BMG's side. And, again, while it's one of those secondary carries usually, in this case, I would want to go for a Puppet Master carry here, it feels like.
Could definitely see the Puppet Master here. Good hero versus the Dr. Repulsor with the lockdown, of course. Get a Shroud fast and just sit on Dr. Repulsor. Wherever he goes, you follow.
Yeah.
Midas is probably going to end up in the... Yeah, if they pick the Puppet Master, then I think that Midas is going to end up in the mid, being played by Fuzzy. Of course, both him and Oscar are more than comfortable enough to play this hero. But low-range hero versus Puppet Master is never a good idea. Especially when you need to get close to creeps, in that case, last hit and then one Puppet Show, and voila, we got a Silhouette instead. Went well the last game, why not keep the trend going?
Exactly. I don't know if they have the Magnus, to be honest. Like, I was trying, they were for facing against Torture, so, but yeah, it's the Silhouette and Wild Soul are the combo of heroes that went very well for them in that game against Fresh, of course. So, yeah, again, and I like the idea too. It's you get a carry hero that, I mean, honestly, Silhouette maybe not as crazy of an earlier game potential. That's why I kind of like the Puppet Master, because it's a hero that can get involved earlier on. Brings that crowd control to some great burst with the 6, and Silhouette not necessarily that, but it is mobile and will be able to assist if need be, with the tree grapple and some staying alive too. Because
in that sense, yes. But the Puppet Master, yeah, as we mentioned as well, like it's very good versus Dr. Repulsor. But now it feels like it's the other way around. Dr. Repulsor is actually the good hero versus the Silhouette.
Yeah.
Of course, jumping in there and just using the Hellflower and the Grip to remove the Null Stone and then get him locked down. Let's see, is it going to be the Luna again in the mid? I mean, they're thinking about it. Thunderbringer could be okay. They got relatively squishy heroes on the Hellborn side. And I don't think that they're going to be able to necessarily set up too many kills, or they're not going to be able to roam around too much with the Parasite in the start. So Thunderbringer could actually work out fairly well for them.
Yeah, they may like it here. I mean, they are right-clicking, obviously, so definitely some thought being put into it. But yeah, the middle hero, it seems like that's what their last option is here, no doubt, to be going with here. And yeah, it was interesting, after hearing all the talk about Fuson even kind of being more of the secondary support / jungler even. We have yet to see a jungler from this. It's only been 2 games now, a third game here, but still yet to see a jungle Fuson here coming out. So they'll go with Kinesis, though, and that's some old school boxy there. Maybe not middle necessarily used to seeing it, but probably would be the case here. Again, Wild Soul very likely going to be a suicide.
Hey, they are swapping around like crazy. It could be the Magnus solo mid as well and have Kinesis as that secondary support. But I would assume that it's going to be Suicide Kinesis, yeah. But that means the Wild Soul is going to be in the Force instead.
Huh. Well, they are really having fun with the swaps. They're making a point of complexity that, yeah, you have no clue what we're doing, and we're not going to let you know yet. So there's the final pick Ravener coming out as a result of all of it from complexity. And that means they have a Ravener as well as a Doctor.
They have Dr. Pulsar solo mid? Is that really what they're going to end up running here? No, they have Ravenor in the mid.
Is it?
They're going to run... Yeah, it is. It has to be.
I know they've done an Oscar Doctor before. Okay, no, they swap it at the last second again. So, Formless is on Ravener now.
Yeah, but that means the Doctor is in the mid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Fuzzy is on Doctor Mid. Okay.
I mean, it has to... Or no, wait, I mean... what the hell? I'm getting so confused here. This... Like, why would you want Ravenor... Why would you want Dr. Pulsar in the mid lane, one-on-one? This is so confusing.
Yeah.
Alright, okay, I get it. I guess it works. But what is the Legion team running in that case? Are they running Box in the mid? Kinesis in the mid?
Oh, yeah, Legion Team. Okay. That's what I was saying. Like, Boxy playing it, would expect that. Genmake going to be on Wild Soul. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they're going to be doing a Kinesis mid, Wild Soul Suicide, and then the defensive trial again.
That's what you would have to assume, at least, when you're a complexity, picking up that last pick Ravenor. So then, in that case, is it really that smart to put Dr. Pulsar solo mid versus that hero? And Boxy on top of that, playing the Kinesis? That's even more scary.
Yeah.
We'll see. Boo Boo here, of course. Glacius is, well, alright. Counter to the Wild Soul pull, at least, because he can actually keep the beer locked down for a certain amount of time, at least. It's not necessarily going to prevent Maki from pulling, but might cause some issues, at least. There's a lot of wards up here, by the way, and that's what caused so much trouble versus, or when they ran the Suicide Wild Soul versus Mint in the last series. Simply that he was just able to pull, and they had no way to bring the lane back.
Yeah, and it seems like that does go back to he was able to get that ward off on the pull camp, and I don't think they were able to counter ward it for really the whole early game, and it just stayed there. So yeah, that blocked that camp and made it even more successful as far as the pull goes. You see right here, here goes the pull again. Even with a Glacius and a Parasite, you know, they really just can't do too much to stop it. It's more about softening it up to maybe get a kill eventually. It's Midas, by the way. Wow, he's doing a pull as well, but that's not as easy.
But he's making it work.
Yeah. He does barely, but he will make it work. He's going to Elemental Warp even to get the distance here.
He has to pull the creeps once more, though. He doesn't want them to go into the tower, does he?
Well, apparently he does.
All
He's fine with that, I guess. Look at Torture going all the way. Yeah, where does he know? In an awkward spot, but...
Yeah, Torture expected him to pull the creeps to... Oh, maybe he was a little bit delayed, so he actually missed the timing, and he couldn't get them to aggro his own creeps the second wave. Alright, that makes a little bit more sense, at least. He should have pulled them to the Tier 1 tower instead, rather than Tier 2 tower, though. Then he could have been able to last hit those.
Oh, wow, middle lane. It's going to be a Bloodlust. There we go. Rudo Z picks it up right there. Boxy going in, throwing some trees at him, throws him up in the air with the Stasis Smash, and all of a sudden Torture roams over for the kill.
Nice rotation.
There's a Ward of Sight here, though, so you would think that Doctor knew that was coming.
Probably, but he probably didn't expect it to happen that soon, so he wasn't paying attention to the minimap, and it looks, or it seems like nobody else did either. So, yeah, well played by Root to see at least, actually making the whole chasing after Oscar time worth it. Yeah, that's the downside with having Dr. Pulsar as well. Before he gets level 6, he's such a vulnerable target, so running him in the mid here... Actually, Glacius is going to be here as well. They're going to leave Ravener one-on-one versus the Wild Soul. Yeah. Is that really going to be able to work out?
I mean...
For now, I guess, but...
Sure. But yeah, as the game picks up, that could get a little scary for Ravener, you would think. Yeah, it's as far as his maximizing his potential there. Because he's constantly having to deal with the pull. You see he's going to pull it into the pull camp here. So they did counter, by the way, pretty effectively, actually. They did get they opened up a couple of the camps here, so well played by Complexity. And taking care of it there.
Oh, and Babaganoush or Glacius got a DD as well in the mid lane, so he's actually going to be able to at least outbox Kinesis a little bit.
Yeah, you see Boxy feeling that. He is level 4, but definitely keeping him from getting some solid last hits as he takes one there. Torture, though, rotating into the middle hit as well, so it ends up being kind of a 2 versus 2 setup. But actually now Glacius, perhaps that's the cue for him to now fall back, knowing that he could be pretty vulnerable to being killed here. And not much Doctor could do. He's going to do a pull. Okay, so really he was just stacking. But yeah, I would think that Glacius needs to be careful, because Doctor can't necessarily do a whole lot to assist if Torture and Kinesis want to jump in. So.
Yeah, that is true. They need to be really careful.
You see Boxy kind of inching up too. You know that they want it. As soon as he gets in range of a stasis smash, he's going to throw that up, and that could be a very, very vulnerable Glacius. Top lane, by the way, Ravener. Again, that's what we're talking about. It is a 1 versus 1 now. It's kind of been that way for a little bit. Waltzel does have the level advantage currently. He's going to tie it up here at level 4, but Waltzel is actually not as well as I would have thought. He's 10-1, 17-5. Ravener currently. So Ravener is actually managing pretty damn good.
Yeah, all right. At least I mean he wants to get that Funny Claw as soon as possible, or the Abyssal Skull at least, depending on what he chooses to go for first, and then he wants to snowball from there. So him getting 280 gold per minute, sure, it's okay, but he would preferably want to be at 350 or 400 gold per minute at least when the landing phase ends. And at this point, that's not going to happen. Same thing goes with Silhouette, though. He is also having a lot of trouble after the landing phase. Like, he cannot really transition into the forest too easily. And Oscar is doing a terrific job at actually keeping Silhouette out of or preventing him from getting last hits. Like, he's only 250 gold per minute, Silhouette, and that was a Silhouette that was tri-laned from the start. But it all comes down to the pull that Midas was doing. He was able to get some experience, and now... Oh, wow, missed that one.
Caught it basically right before he died. I mean, Kinesis going in, stasis smash, enough burst with the W, the telekinetic lift, and eventually auto attacks to finish him off. Even the illusion's assisting right there for the kill, so... He's now 2 kills on this Doctor. The first one was assisted by Torture. This one, the whole solo, is coming out from Boxy, and that's pretty big as well. And Boxy, again, it's Kinesis. It's not suicide, but hey, he's showing that he can obviously play anywhere here. Oh, Torture in the meantime, though, getting caught. Doctor comes in with a TP, looking to at least get a kill after he died, but now he's in trouble once again. He gets caught by Kinesis on the uphill. He pulls him in. He knows he has to do this. Oh, but the mass control comes out, and he dies in the end. You see Elemental Warp over the ledge from Midas, but Boxy, he is the bane of Fuzzy Sloth right now here in this middle.
Not having a good game here, at the start of it at least. Dr. Pulsar, it kind of comes down to the decision of Complexity, though, actually choosing to lane Dr. Pulsar in the mid. I mean, if he last picked the Ravenor, and they should have assumed that he was going to be up versus the Kinesis in the mid lane. Boxy, of course, playing it beautifully so far.
Waltzel top lane, by the way. Glacius gonna fall. He's holding his ground, and now Ravener has to run. Are you kidding me? He's 1 versus 3, and he's gonna win this 1 versus 3 battle. It's Wild Soul, baby. Oh no, the stomp's not gonna be enough. I thought another one was going off there, but he does end up falling. I thought for sure he was gonna turn that, and that would have been something. But he does die. The fact he got it so close, though, to almost even killing
Torture is
all
up
three.
here, looking for the chain reaction.
Oh, that's as big. And actually, oh, he missed it, though. If he hits that, it's a kill. But he just missed it on the side of Ravener, and Formless will stay alive, and now he has to fall back, knowing that he's in a vulnerable spot here. But, wow. See some potential of this Wild Soul with that Stomp ability, especially.
Oh, yeah.
That's some good damage.
This hero is scary, to say the least. Up here once again. Glacius is here, of course. Is Paris at level 6 now? Yeah, he is, and he got a face hug off cooldown, so even though it went out or worked out pretty well for Wild Soul last time, I don't think he's going to be as lucky again if Parasite is actually going to be level 6 this time. Dr. Repulsor, though, he's even been forced to leave the mid lane. Oscar is the one taking over that role.
Yeah, that's when you know it's gone bad. When you just do a straight up exchange like that, and Doctor's in the jungle here. He's Figuring might as well rotate to there, pick up some farm here instead. And he's going to start slowly doing that. Again, Doctor has that potential to jungle, of course. So it shouldn't be that bad for them, but adjustments had to be made. Do you see bottom lane Parasite? He's, well, kind of a suicide Parasite, I guess. That is a
Parasite.
Middle lane, though, Midas. One more attack. Chain reactions to finish him off. Sure, Rudivsy got the kill, but Boxy did all the work for the kill. Look at the hero damage chart, by the way. This is absurd. I know we're still very early on in the game, but Wild Soul and Kinesis, both 31%. Wow. 62%
Impressive,
hero
to
damage
say the
done by the
least.
two, yeah.
Oh, unfortunately for Makido at the top lane, he's going to place a Word of Sight there just on top of the Word of Revelation, just placed by Glacius. Magnus is up here, though. Glacius needs to be careful.
Yep. Doctor flying in, but now Glacius gets jumped with the Lava Surge. Wild Soul in that bear form. Got the stomps. However, the ball lightning connection. Here comes Midas as well, looking for that transmute. Wild Soul is going to fall. Well played right there by the Elmore team. 4 players coming together. And see Magnus on the outskirts. He wants to go back in, though, because Kinesis is coming in with a mass control. No, he doesn't have mass control, but still, he has burst. However, they can't catch them.
That's probably the right decision not to go in too deep. I mean, that's exactly what Complexity wants, a way back into this game, and the way to get that is definitely to get those early kills. Silhouetto at the bot lane, I mean, they continue to pressure this tower. What you got is down here with the Parasite, but, I mean, it's the amounts of things that he can do to stop this push from happening is quite limited. I love this avatar, though.
The Silhouette avatar?
No, the Parasite avatar, the freaking
the
flower
amethyst,
and the catapults and all.
The Amethyst Parasite. Yeah, no, that's the newest Paragon one, of course. Again, supporting Han Esports. So what you got, he's making sure to do that there. Really a win-win for him. Buff up the prize pool and also more money for them to win there. So again, a $25,000 plus Diamond Division prize player for Cycle 1. Thanks to you, the community, on the Paragon purchases there. Keeping it going throughout the season as well.
Magnus looking to run into the mid lane now. Midas. I don't know if they got enough damage. Do they? It is Kinesis.
It's Kinesis, man. Don't ever question the damage of Kinesis. What are you thinking, Snooey?
Damn, that was even more than I expected.
Yeah,
but of course, with that Stacy smash as well on top of everything. Down goes Midas.
That was interesting right there. If I saw that correctly, Wild Soul is actually just farming from the river with Boo Boo up in the camp, so it's just very safe farming right there of the stacked camp right there, and managed to take it all out. So pretty nifty idea coming out from Maki. Now he goes over the Ancients. These are triple stack Ancients, but the double stomp, yeah, he's able to do these, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that he can do Congo solo on this at this point.
God, yeah, the lifesteal as well from the natural attunement kicking in. Does he have wild yet? I was actually wondering about that. Now, I noticed he didn't have any points in it yet, and I'm not going to pretend I'm a wild soul player by any means or know more than these guys, but okay, he does have the 1 point in it now. He didn't have it at level 7, I want to say, and I was questioning that a little bit. It seems like kind of a 1-point wonder ability, really. It lasts for 45 seconds, and it's only a 20-second cooldown, so obviously you're going to have infinite uptime if you're on top of it.
Agreed. And you're not necessarily going to have any mana problems with it, so
yeah, I think so.
Safe to say that it's a great pickup. Oh, Torture.
He's dead. Kinesis trying to get there in time. Couldn't, though.
Trying to counter what a ward and not going to happen. It's still alive.
Boxy getting just a lot of build-up here early on, similar to the Illuna game, really. The Grave Locket. We'll see if he gets the Sacrificial Stone as well here. Now, this Hellborn team, not a whole lot of physical threat, so I don't know if the Sacrificial Stone actually really makes a lot of sense here to upgrade into for Boxy. I mean, it's probably always good, to be fair, but
to a certain extent, yeah. I mean, death timer reduction is always good, and of course, getting those stacks up and going. If he's expecting to get a lot of kills, and seeing as it's Boxy, I would assume so. Oh. Boo Boo in a little bit of trouble up here at the top lane.
They're really trying to kill this Boo Boo, man. They're using a bit, and they still will not kill it, it looks like. They locked him down as much as they could, and unsuccessful with that. Again, that's got to be frustrating, but that's why Wild Soul, this new change especially, expecting to see it in the competitive scene. Maka showing us that.
Yeah, the game has definitely taken a slower pace than expected. I would assume that it's mostly because of the suicides doing so well for both of the teams, and also Dr. Pulsar having such a slow start so that he cannot really set up ganks effectively as he would have liked to.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think the pace right now, because of Sora, no doubt favors the Legion team. This is obviously Silhouette and Wild Soul especially again. They'll gladly take it into the mid to late game stage, as we're kind of getting at with the last series as well. Boxy, by the way, found a lone Glacius, and I didn't catch it on camera, but pretty sure it happened like in a second, so not too surprising.
Pretty much with the DD on top of things.
Yeah.
Obviously, Glacius can freeze the Kinesis, but Kinesis can still use all her spells, so yeah, not much that poor little Glacius can do.
And it's pretty crazy. I mean, Kinesis is, again, obviously one of those snowballing heroes, but man, does he snowball. Not only is his damage going to be pretty intense, but the inherent defense, actually, is a very powerful tool for him as well, especially if he's getting levels like this. Because the more damage he puts out, the more tanky he essentially becomes. So, and if you're not dealing a lot of damage yourself, as bottom lane, they're trying to deal enough on Silhouette right here. Tree gobbles forward, though. Stuns at both the death of the... What a swap! What a play from Baltazar! He's going to live. Glacius could not kill him. Wow, what swapping and microing going on from Baltazar right there. Picks up the double tap, and are they actually going to chase down Glacius? No, they're not. He's just striding too far away, but man, that's one of a top play right there.
I want to see the replay.
Never saw one right there. Well, I can show the community the replay.
For me.
Yeah, that was something, man.
But it was incredibly well played by Baltasar. And to get a top or a mid tower on top of things.
Yeah.
Looking really good for BMG so far. And then now Wild Soul, yeah, with his new helm as well, continuing to farm the actions and doing a really good job at stacking them on top of things. Yeah, this is definitely not going the way that the Hellborn team expected it to do.
Yeah, I got the replay up right here. I mean, that's absurd. The tree grapple, the swap back, the deathload of snipe, it gets them both. I thought he might have died to Glacius, but actually Glacius ended up killing the illusion with the auto attack instead of auto attacking the real Silhouette as well. So just so many big plays coming in from Baltazar in that one sequence right there. And ends up, well, staying alive, getting 2 kills.
Ulti at the top lane, by the way. Kinesis got his ultimate.
Oh boy, that's a dead Ravener most likely. Mass control, here we go with the stomps. They're just sitting in the air, you know it's coming. Here it goes! It's not enough initially, but he does eventually die. And, I mean, look at that. The Glacial Downpour, that's actually a decent ability for damage. Kinesis didn't even feel it because of the inherent defense that he had up right there. And they easily secure the kill on the Glacius as well. I mean, this is now snowballing out of control as a team here for Bad Monkey Gaming, of course. And I don't know if Complexity is going to be able to hold out. But I mean, this is a team notorious, obviously, for late game. But and honestly, their lineup though doesn't necessarily really scream that, which is pretty rare for this team.
Indeed, they got so many snowballing heroes. Like, they got Parasite and Ravenor, who's like the prime examples of actually heroes that needs to snowball. And on top of that, they got Dr. Repulsor as well. That's kind of similar in that way, that he wants to be active and set up kills early on. That's why you pick him up, but nothing is going their way this time.
Yeah.
They got a Porky on Midas, though. Straight up. So maybe that's a ray of hope that they could potentially get 1 or 2 pickups with, but like at the same time, I mean, who are they really going to pick off here on the Legion side? Magnus got a Portal key on his own.
Yeah, I mean, that's a little bit concerned, though. It's like, sure, he has a portal key, but he has Striders, 3 minor totems, and a crushing claw. I mean, basically, his mana pool is obviously really not where you want it to be. So sure, he can jump in and get a transmute off, and he's not going to be able to kind of rinse and repeat, though, a lot. So definitely still wants plenty of stats, but yes, having that is good news. However, a secondary tower top easily going down, no restraints. I want to talk about this Helm of the Black Legion once again.
Magma's getting a free-man stun!
Oh boy, Boxy double tap. Yeah, I didn't catch that on camera, but I only assume that was just simply Magnus landing a big stun.
I mean, that was Veiled Wrath Magnus running into 3 people lining up on a row.
Okay.
And he just stunned the first target that he saw, and luckily he got 3 of them. Followed up by Kinesis, ultimate, and bam, down they go.
There goes the middle tower now, so Complexity, again, definitely not a team to concede early, but this is one of those games where they, I really wouldn't be surprised if they do, honestly. This is just already out of hand. 17 minutes in, 11,000 goalie, 9,000 experience, and again, this is not BMG being, oh, they just picked a snowball team, so that's why they're so far ahead.
Box no, top lane, by the way, he's going to run into Parasite, I think.
Silhouette.
Does he want to go? Nope. No, he's going to port out of there.
Boxy juking with that portal key. And he's good, so. Yep, life is tough. Helm of the Black Legion, by the way, on Wild Soul. Want to bring that up again. And Kazu was actually in chat. Last game we happened to be casting and playing the Wild Soul, and he was actually making a point. He actually doesn't mind the Helm, but he would prefer the Thunderclaw. He did like the Frostwolf Skull, though, and then he even said, I think he said a Wingbow, actually, is what he prefers to build. So kind of some extra insight there as far as figure obviously a smart player in Kazu, and has played Wild Soul in his past.
That he has. Back in the Stay Green era, even.
Yep.
I remember him playing quite a bit of Wild Soul.
A little bit different now, but...
Yeah, I mean, good point. But the ground concept remains, I guess, with the beer and all, microing it around. Hopefully we get to see it later on. I mean, as you mentioned earlier, I mean, Mint versus Sync is the next series after this one. Obviously, this one is only in Game 1, but... later on, perhaps.
I'm excited for this one too, and to continue on with this one. But yeah, no, a little bit of me is really anticipating that later series for sure. To see not Sync Esports versus Fresh there. As Midas gets caught, Kinesis wasn't ready to follow, I guess, but Midas doesn't know that he's there. It is a true Invis rune.
Yeah, playing a little bit safe, doesn't have knowledge of where the remaining supporting cast is from the complexity side. Oh, Boxy needs to be careful not running into Water of Revelations, but it seems like there are none here.
Yeah, Doctor, he wants to go in. He's going to try to steal right here. Can he actually steal it? I don't think he can. I don't believe he got it. He goes down. In fact, Silhouette did pick it up. And look at Kinesis in the meantime to the side, going for the burst on a Midas. Oh, he damaged a little too early right there. Stasis Smash was still up, so reduced damage coming out, but he's like, you know what, that just makes it more fun. He ends up killing him anyways. Mass control, not enough to take out Glacius. Throwing more trees, though, and eventually does get the kill. Double tap, just concede, man. It's over.
Champion of New Earth, Kinesis, 500 gold per minute. I think it's... Oh my god, again, these guys.
They did it last game, too. What is up with this? Complexity, not sure how to concede. They don't do it often, man, I'm telling you.
That's true.
They do not concede early often, so... Now they are going to throw in the flag here, and, well, I guess they're going to actually try to fight one more time to fake concede. No, that is going to be official. So game 1 will go to Bad Monkey Gaming, and yeah, okay. I think already we're getting to the point you got to ban Wild Soul against BMG. Maki's making that clear right here, and now back-to-back games. So
this hero is so damn powerful.
It's like, what do you do in Suicide against it? It's so difficult.
There isn't any support that can actually shut him down, and you can't leave him one-on-one.
Yeah.
That's the troublesome part. It's kind of like a Clanks a little bit, like not on the Suicide role, of course, but in terms of item build-up, the fact that you can build into survivability but still be that damage presence in teamfights. Yeah, definitely a strong hero here. Game number 2, though, I feel like Complexity is probably going to route back a little bit more to their original style, where they run that super hard carry rather than this Ravenor and have that Dr. Repulsor in the mid. I understand what they were going for. They wanted that Ravenor and Dr. Repulsor to just try to get map control and just be that mighty presence as they usually are, those players. But Boxy just showing them wrong here.
That was fun to watch. Yeah, Boxy on the Kinesis. That is another one. I mean, that's someone we've known before.